So what do you think I did when my wife asked me to use some of my lockdown time to make a ping pong table out of old warped OSB that we had laying around? Did I run and hide? Shrink back in fear? No, 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 no. What I actually did was cheerfully say yes, but then passive-aggressively complain on Instagram. Sorry, honey. But eventually I came to terms with the fact that sooner or later we're all called to do hard and horrible and unpleasant things, so I might as well just do my best to make the most out of it. Hey, at least it's shop time. And it is a bit of an interesting challenge. In addition to being warped, a full-size ping pong table is 5 foot by 9 foot, which is really inconvenient for a standard 4x8 piece of sheet goods. So I decided to use the Miter Fold blade to make what are essentially 8 very shallow drawers and join them all up together in something that sort of resembles a torsion table. So the ridges on the sides of the drawers should help pull each of the individual pieces flat, and by virtue of just being smaller and canceling each other out to some extent, the warp in each piece doesn't affect the whole table as much, if that makes any sense. But in the event that it doesn't, let me distract you with something that you might not know about the Miter Fold Dado Set. There's a web tool. If you take a caliper reading on the thickness, punch it into the web tool, it will tell you exactly which chippers and shims and so on that you need for the perfect joint. Really handy. So I gotta say, because you don't want the workpiece to lift up at all when you're doing the Miter Fold dado cut, the Magswitch Vertical featherboard is a really great accessory to use with it, just to make sure you have that downward pressure right at the blade where you need it, so that you're cutting exactly to the depth that you want to. 10% off if you want to buy one of these with the link in the description. And there's also a link to the Miter Fold Dado Set from Rockler as well. And of course, the process for doing a drawer with the Miter Fold Dado Set, you flip the fence to the other side and get the spacing the same as your first set of cuts. And you can also flip around the vertical featherboard portion so that it works on the opposite side of the fence also. And while we're talking about the Miter Fold Dado Set, you should check out this video by Matt Cremona where he slices really thin pieces of a trunk of a tree. He's calling them slab skins, and then use the Miter Fold Dado Set to make really cool wraparound pieces of furniture like this conference table. Really cool. Check out the video. And now to address the elephant in the room, which is miter folding OSB, exclamation point, question mark, sad face emoji. It works fine. You do have a couple little pieces sticking out at the corner. That's no big deal. I'm just sanding them down. It doesn't really do anything as far as wraparound grain. I mean, I guess it kind of does, but the way I'm covering it up later, it doesn't really matter. This is more just a functional, decently strong joint. And the way I join these panels together actually reinforces all of the joints, as you'll see here in a second. So it worked, you know? It worked. And to join the panels together, what I'm doing is positioning a pocket hole right in between the bottom layer and the sides to kind of help press them together a little bit, which, like I said, reinforces that joint and makes it certainly strong enough for this thing that I kind of want to fall apart as the quarantine ends. It's meant to be temporary, just like this situation is temporary. So this is what 4 pieces, half of the ping pong table, look like when they're assembled. I was going to do some kind of a hinge to join these two together, but that's just more work than really is needed. I just left them loose and set up my 2 aluminum concrete screeds, which usually I use for like a router sled kind of thing. And I had 4 pieces of wood going across those, but that ended up just raising the height of the ping pong table too high. So I just got rid of those and had them sitting on the 2 pieces of aluminum. And then I lost the footage of putting spackle on the OSB. I know, that's so disappointing. But at least you get to see me sanding it. So there's that. And like I said, I'm targeting this to fall apart right as the quarantine is ending. So I guess it's some kind of a judgment call on my part that I think I need at least 1 layer of protection on this thing in order for it to make it. You can read into it what you want as far as my optimism for getting out of this quickly. I am feeling pretty positive. I think that a lot of the things that we're doing right now are really going to help. And hopefully we'll have some therapeutics that will help with the whole situation before too terribly long. So let's all keep our fingers crossed, stay optimistic, keep doing things that are productive, contribute to self-improvement and contribution to the economy in any way we can. You know, just look out for each other and stay healthy, and we'll get through this. So that's about all I have for today. I'm just going to let this footage run for a little while. You can watch me and my son enjoy our new thing on sawhorses. Bye.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Too fast?
No, it's too tiny.
Oh, too tiny. Okay.
You
How about like this? Is that better?
Did you finger go on the ground?
Nice, your turn.
Sorry.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you for what you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that too tiny again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit them big.
Alright, I'll hit it big.
Dang it. I tried. How's that?
Good. Close.
I got it. Why does this smell so good?
It's polyurethane.
You know, my mom, some stuff smells good to other people.
Yeah. What's the matter with your arm?
I'm okay. I'm just looking at something.
Do you like this big one better than the inside one?
Yeah. Whoa, that was so fast, Daddy.
Sorry.
I'm ready.
Oh, you hit you in the face.
That's not nice.
Problem.
Now I'm going to show you. You know what I'm going to show you?
Show me. Whoa.
Are you ready for that?
I was not ready.
I want to show you something. Ethan didn't know it was coming back.
Well, I'm serving.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
Look, a plane.
Huh? You trickster.
Hey, Daddy, it's cool.
Oh, world. Hey! How many times am I going to fall for that?
Go. I got it. Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Lincoln.
Look, your friend.
Oh, hi, friend.